I'm literally speechless right now. I mean, on one hand, I'm not surprised at all. This is how the season has gone. I mean, bad loss after bad loss after excruciating, heartbreaking loss after another. And the Lakers did it again. Maxi Kleber. Maxi Kleber with the buzzer beater over the hands of Anthony Davis, who absolutely bottled the game today. And the Lakers lost 111 to 110 to the Dallas Mavericks. Down for most of the game. Came back, strong fourth quarter, took a lead, and then in the last 10 seconds, just fucked it. Where have you heard that before? I mean, shades of the loss to the Celtics at, at Crypto.com Arena. I was about to say Staples, but I mean, this team, if there is a way to lose a game, they will find that way. In fact, they'll even invent new ways to lose. Of course, like a lot of Lakers fans, I understand if you're a Lakers fan and you're fuming over that loss, if you're dejected, defeated. I've been a fan of this team for about 30 years now. So taking a big step back and putting everything into perspective, I can still have, you know, gratitude for what I've seen in my NBA fan life, right? 6 championships that I've seen. Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, 5 rings there. One good year of LeBron and AD. There's a lot to be grateful for as a Lakers fan, but this particular season, in fact, the past 10 years of Lakers basketball has been overwhelmingly pain, suffering. Not the franchise that I grew up watching at all. I mean, if you're a Lakers fan and you're about 18 years old, I feel sorry for you because you've mostly experienced terrible, awful basketball, awful management, awful coaching, uninspiring players, players that make mistakes down the stretch. You've seen mostly just terrible basketball. I'm old enough to have remembered the good days, but I'm starting to wonder when the good days will return. There's this term out there called Lakers exceptionalism, and it's basically stating that Lakers fans are eternally optimistic that this franchise will find a way to produce a championship. Well, I gotta tell you, ever since Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles in 2013, yeah, it's been awful. But we don't need to harp on all of the past 10 years. Let's just focus on this season. The team is now, what are they, 34 and 37, I believe. Let me pull up the updated standings if they're updated here. The Lakers are still sitting in 10th place. Had a real opportunity to move up to what, the 8th seed. I mean, we're crawling and scraping and losing our minds just to move up to the 8th seed. That's the state of the Lakers right now. 34 and 37. We may make it to the play-in, but so what? Do we really think that this team is going to, one, advance out of the play-in, and two, advance out of the first round? Look, fully healthy roster. LeBron comes back and he's fully healthy. Yeah, there's cause for optimism and confidence there. But from what it sounds like, LeBron is still a ways away. And even when he does come back, who's to say that he's not, only 70% of his full capacity? And 70% LeBron is not going to be good enough to carry this team. Especially given the fact that we've seen this particular Lakers team, the 2022-23 Lakers team, lose games in every which fashion possible. Getting blown out, losing to teams that are clearly tanking, having big leads and squandering them, being down big, coming back, taking the lead, and then squandering that again. Buzzer beaters, overtime losses. We've seen it all. This loss tonight was not a surprise. Should not be a surprise to anybody. Anthony Davis fouling Maxi Kleber for a three-pointer. That's probably the most surprising part of how this team lost the game tonight. You wouldn't expect AD to make that play. But he did. Unsurprisingly, Kleber made all 3 free throws. And then the totally predictable stuff comes. AD gets fouled, goes to the line, and of course he misses a free throw. He's done that time and time again this season. The missed free throw in Philadelphia. Missed free throws against Boston. This guy is proving that he's unreliable at the charity stripe to close out a game. Missed a free throw, made a free throw. Still, a 2-point lead. All you got to do is prevent them from shooting a 3, right? They double Kyrie Irving on the final play. Fine. AD's kind of just in no man's land. And what do you know? Ends up in the hands of Maxi Kleber, who gained a little bit of rhythm, hitting all 3 free throws. So he chucks up a 3 and swishes it all net. The Lakers deserve to lose this game. This was yet again a microcosm of this season. It's a microcosm of how this Lakers franchise and team has operated in recent years. I had that sinking feeling once that 3 went down, but it was quickly dissipated by just knowing that this team is just not good enough. A lot of these players are not good enough to be a Laker. If we still have expectations of competing for a title. And I think we got to talk about this head coach. On one hand, I feel for Darvin Ham because anyone who's tasked to be the Lakers head coach with a team that has LeBron James and Anthony Davis, that's a tough task. You have to command the locker room in a way that not many can. So he was in a tough situation, especially to start the season with the bullshit roster that Rob Pelinka gave him. But that's where my sympathy for him ends. He's a rookie head coach, and he just seems out of his depth right now. Okay? I don't know what he's told Malik Beasley, but all of a sudden this guy looks like a non-3-point shooter. Where everywhere along the way, Malik Beasley has been one of the top 3-point shooters in the league at high volume. Now this guy is taking ridiculous 3-point attempts, contested 3 after contested 3, and his shooting is suffering. And I don't think this system is doing this guy any favors. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if Malik Beasley moves on to another team and starts killing again from the 3-point line. So there's an issue with how these players are implemented and used. The system, is there a system? Because I see a lot of standing around with this Lakers offense. I will give Darvin Ham some credit for the way this team competes on the defensive end for the most part. That first half tonight against the Dallas Mavericks, that was awful though. It looked like a carryover from the last game when the Lakers lost to the Houston Rockets, an 18-win team. But if we're going to say the players aren't good enough, then I think it's only fair to suggest that this coach is not good enough. A rookie head coach. Do you honestly think that a rookie head coach can lead a team to a championship? If you do think so, then either you think this coach is the next great thing in the history of NBA coaches, or you don't put much weight into the head coaching position in the NBA. I happen to put a lot more weight into coaches than I think the general public does, which is why this hire was always a head scratcher to me. Nothing against Darvin Ham again, because you get offered the Lakers head coaching job with two All Stars and LeBron and AD. You'd be foolish not to take that. So I don't really blame him too much, but looks like he's just not good enough right now. Can he grow into it? I mean, maybe, but should we? Are we a franchise that gives head coaches time to grow into learning how to be a head coach? That's the deeper question here. So, tough loss. Another tough loss in this wretched season. I think tomorrow a lot of Lakers fans are going to wake up and say, hey, we can still fight for a playing position. And then who knows what could happen? Anything could happen in the playoffs, blah, 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 blah. But I keep my head, intact. My feet are firmly planted on the ground. And realistically, this team has very little to no shot to do anything in the playoffs. So this game summed it up tonight. It is what it is. Regroup in the offseason. I mean, that's the whole other thing. How much confidence do you have in this front office to put together a roster going into next season that will look anything like a contender? We'll see. But another awful night in Lakerland in this horrible 2023 NBA season. I guess that's it. I just wanted to spill my thoughts in a video, but I'm not going to completely lose my head because this really shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, especially given how the season has gone. So another backbreaking loss for the Lakers, 34-37. What is that? 11 games left. We'll see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please like, subscribe. Take care. See you soon.